Coach, you could just make a general statement about the ball game, and obviously Army's won their last 3 games in Dallas, so you got to be happy about that.
Well, we were just so pleased to be here, so thankful. Thanks to Brandon and Scott and everybody at the Heart of Dallas Bowl. This is just an incredible experience for our guys. It's first class. Our guys felt like royalty to be able to do the things that they did and eat the way they did. And they just felt very, very special to be a part of this, and we're very grateful. The city of Dallas is just incredible the way they embrace this game and these 2 teams. I first want to give credit to North Texas and Coach Luttrell. They did an unbelievable job in today's game, having their team prepared. They played very physical. They played very hard. They battled the whole way. We had a lead there early in the game, and their kids didn't let up. They kept fighting, got themselves back in the ball game, and turned it into just a whale of a football game. It was a lot of fun, and it wasn't pretty at times. We did a lot of things that wasn't pleased with. We gave up some big plays, and we had some miscues in the kicking game, which is agonizing to watch. Had some 4th downs we didn't make, and gave them some opportunities with a shorter field. But in the end, I'm just proud of our kids and the way they found a way to win and fought and battled, and all the things they talked about up here. There's a brotherhood among these guys, not just the 6 sitting up here, but our entire team. They do love each other, and that's where it starts. That's where the success starts in our program. It is right there. It's love and the relationships that they have, and our coaches have built with our players, and the sense of responsibility we feel to each other to give our very best. And I thought our guys laid it on the line and gave their very best. And what was fun was to see North Texas do the same thing. I think both teams were doing that, and it was a very hard-fought game, exciting game, and fun to be a part of. So, leave it at that.
Coach, talk a little bit about rushing game. 480 yards, that's the best in the Bulls this season. So a pretty impressive rushing, especially 294 yards in the first half.
We didn't throw it much, and we don't often throw it much. And usually when we're doing that, that's not very good for us. So we were able to run the ball successfully most of the time. And as I said, we had some 4th downs. We had a 4th and 5, and a 4th and 4, and we had hit some long runs pitching the ball and got the fullback going. And I thought Darnell ran really, really hard. But just in those particular spots weren't able to convert. But being able to run the ball and control the clock and keep it away from North Texas, I think, was key. And that when you run for that many yards, you're doing some good things, and I think that reflects on the time of possession. Our offensive line just has done a great job, and Brandon, Bob, the 2 O-line coaches do a really good job coaching those guys hard and coaching them to be tough. And I think there's a lot of times we're not bigger than the other team. They had some guys inside. We weren't bigger than their guys, but as Darnell said, they play with good pad level. They play low, and they keep grinding, and so it was a good effort by our guys. Made the difference.
Talk about Bradshaw, the most valuable player.
He's had a really good season. What I'm so impressed with Ahmad is how poised he is. He doesn't seem to get rattled when things go wrong or he makes a mistake. There's times where Mitch is getting after him, or I'm getting after him, or he knows a play has to be made, and maybe there was a play just prior that he had missed a read, or maybe didn't get us in the right check, but it doesn't faze him. It's a great quality to have as a quarterback, because he just keeps playing the game and makes good decisions, and he's just done a terrific job for us, especially here toward the end of the season.
Okay, question over here, sir.
Coach Patrick Kasich from the Denver. Can you kind of encapsulate your win over Navy, this win, and your first winning season since 2010?
Well, they're 2 entirely different games. The Army-Navy game is a rivalry like no other, and there's so much emotion in that game, and it was a game that we desperately wanted to win. We hadn't won in that rivalry in the last 14 tries. So just a great victory for our guys. It was very much like today. Got a lead and relinquished the lead, or today we let them tie it up, but kind of had our backs to the wall and found a way and got the points we needed to win the game over them. And then today, coming into this game, I think, as I said, eerily similar with the way things kind of went at the beginning of the game and how we had to finish. But I think our guys here, just the motivation was different. The Army-Navy game was an entirely different deal, but for today, to have an opportunity to win 8 games, which a team at Army hasn't done since 1996, and to finish with a win over a team that we had lost to earlier this year, I think was something our guys really were determined to do, and they had as good a chance to win it as we did. They played a great football game, North Texas, but I was proud of our guys for finding a way, proud of them for scoring that last touchdown in overtime, and getting that stop in overtime, and being able to see them celebrate a bowl victory and be a champion. And the trophy says 2016 Hard Dallas Bowl champions. So it's fun for those guys to celebrate that and feel the thrill of a championship.
Let's go here.
Coach, could you talk a little bit about the decision to go for it on 4th down and overtime, and the momentum that it seemed to give you heading into the second part of overtime with North Texas?
You talking about the touchdown in overtime?
Yeah, when Ashbury scored and you go up, and that seemed really bulgy against 4-3.
When you get the ball first, it's always a little hairy situation. If you can score a touchdown, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team to feel like they have to score a touchdown. It probably makes them call plays and go about that series of downs a lot differently. And if you saw us kick all year long, you'd realize, and well, you saw today, we rolled the first one back, and after that, I just said, hey, if I'd say to kick the extra point, somebody come take my headset from me. We were going to go for 2 every time after that. It's frustrating to see that happen. We've missed kicks, we've rolled kicks back, snapped it over a punter's head, snapped it, on the ground. We finally did go for another PAT, and we about tried to take Ahmad's ear hole off, handcuffed him, and so it was a bad angle. So up there on the right hash, right-footed kicker, right hash, very short field. It's the most difficult kick for a right-footed kicker. And I asked Jay Bateman, our defensive coordinator, what he thought, and I had Brent on the phones, our offensive coordinator, and we were both, all 3 of us in agreement. Let's give it a whirl here. Let's see if we can score. And it was a great call by Brent. We'd run the toss play a couple of times in the game. There were times where we hit it and got some positive yards. There was a couple of times they fought through us and did. So we were rolling the dice there, but proud of our guys and proud of the execution they had and the confidence they had to get out there and knock that thing in.
They give your defense some juice there, after you score like that?
Like I said, that when you go up 7 and the other team has to score a touchdown to win the game, that puts some pressure on the other team. And it gives some breathing room to your defense to feel like, all we got to do is keep them out of the end zone. We don't have to force a fumble or sack them to get them out of field position to kick the field goal. It gives them some breathing room and I think allows them to kind of turn it loose.
Question here.
And Coach Ken Kreitzer, Sons of the American Legion Radio. Your defense has been a strength all year. First half they struggled at the end of the last couple of minutes, but Elijah made the 2 big plays in the second half, and the defense showed tremendous poise in the last couple of drives. But what was the strength of the defense and the leadership on the team on defense?
I thought the whole team showed poise and just the determination to win. The turn of events there, where we had the 4th down play, we didn't make it, and they went down and scored. They punted the ball. We we drop the punt, they score one play later. We go from being up 10 points to having a 3-point lead, and if we convert that fourth down, we go in and score. We're up 17. It'd be a whole different ballgame. But the defense I think they just kept playing, and though they hit some big plays against us, they hit some. The screen pass there at the end of the first half, and after they got the 15-yard penalty, they hit some good run plays. We didn't a bunch of times cover them very well. They're just catching a lot of hook plays, hook passes, and little dig routes, slant routes in front of us, and they were missing tackles. But they just kept battling, and I have a lot of confidence in our defense, and I think they've had enough success this year that they feel confident. They're not out there biting their nails and worried about what's coming next. I think they just get out there and play. And that last drive in overtime, they just knuckled down and found a way. Really proud of those guys.
Question?
Coach, what I was asking the players, where do you think the status of your program is based off of this season, what underclassmen building into next year? Not that you have to look 10 months down.
We're a work in progress, and I hope we always will be. I hope we'll always be improving. But I'm proud of our guys, and especially the way we finished the season. To get 8 wins, it's an accomplishment for our program, certainly. But there's a lot of things along the way that I feel like we can do better. And there were times during the season, both in victories and in losses, that we could have played better and executed better. And I can do a better job as a coach. And I've got to. It's my responsibility to give these guys the best chance to win and put them in position to play and to make plays. And hopefully we'll do that better. I am encouraged because there's a lot of young guys in that locker room and played on that field today. So a lot of those guys that played this afternoon are going to be back again next year, and hopefully they'll improve. The game experience, the veteran experience that we'll have will benefit us, and I hope we'll be a better football team next year. Time will tell.
Another question? Coach, just my last thought, you won 3 straight games at the start of the season, 3 straight games at the end of the season. Is that satisfying?
Oh, I don't know if you'll ever get me to say I'm satisfied. My wife tells me perfection is overrated, but she lives by that because I'm not perfect. She still married me, thank goodness, and she's a great wife. But I'm always striving for our team to play the very best that they can and to play perfect. And so satisfied is not a very good word for me, but proud of what they accomplished. And for us, as you said, to start out with 3 straight wins and to finish like we did makes me even more proud. The way we finish, I think, is the most important thing. We talk about that all the time. And we have this saying in our program, 4th quarter warriors, to try to finish everything we do better than we started, and to beat the opponent and win the 4th quarter, win at the end, and having a season like this where we won. And I appreciate you bringing that up because I really didn't think about that. But I'm proud of these guys for the way they finished the season.
Kid.
Coach, I just think back to that 115-degree practice in August and how much the team has overcome. You had a tragedy this year, and the team peaked at the end of the season these last couple of games. What did it take to keep the team on target and to have these accomplishments?
I didn't have to keep them on target. They did that. Our players have created a culture in our program where they believe they're supposed to win. They're confident that they're good enough to win. And, they're not, I'm glad they may not see the reality. We weren't bigger or collectively faster than the team we played this afternoon. And it's not like that very often for us. But the mental toughness and playing great fundamentals, listening to our coaches, and playing our assignments, and playing together, and playing with great effort. Those are the things that our guys can do. And I think they do those things well. And they believe in those things. And that's created a culture in our locker room and within our program that we don't have to have the best players. We got to have the best team. And so our guys try to be the best team that they can be. And I think we've done that from day one. Back early August and right on through the death of Brandon Jackson, our beloved teammate, and on to the backstretch of this season, and finding a way to win that Navy game and be bowl eligible and come here and win this bowl game. Says a lot for the character of our team, and it's because there's a bunch of gutsy, tough guys in that locker room, and we're all part of that brotherhood. We're all part of that team, but it wouldn't happen if I just kept talking about it and I just kept saying it and I was the only one that believed it. It happens because those guys in the locker room buy into that. They create it, and then I can sit back and just let it become what it is.
Any other questions? If not, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
He made it.
Who's going to open up next year? Who's your first opponent?
Who we play? Who we open up with?
Ford.
There you go, 4.
Okay, well, good luck at that game.